Follow up, okay. Commissioner Malema.
Thank you. No, let me understand this. That you have been identified from the bar and then this has not been happening and all of that, then you say fairness. Do you think you are entitled to this position?
No.
Because
No,
that explanation comes across as saying, I'm entitled to this position.
Not at all. It's
Yeah.
something for you to consider. I'm just raising it. I'm not saying one way or the other.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Another follow-up? Okay.
It's a quick one, CJ. Have you applied for this position before?
Yes,
Which year was it?
I think 2 years ago.
The same position of this?
I believe
you've
so,
applied for?
yes.
Okay, I missed that point. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Baloyi first. Can we accept that after they'd gone on your suggestion to do the inspection, they never came both parties to you and said, we have resolved the matter? You heard through some source that they'd resolved it.
Correct.
But that's not acceptable.
Okay.
You can't have parties before you who have a dispute and they bring the dispute as an urgent dispute. You're supposed to resolve it. You hear argument, they go away, and you hear from somebody that the matter was resolved, and as a judge who was dealing with the matter, you never do anything to get the parties back to confirm to you that the matter was resolved.
That if I'm wrong, well, I'm wrong, but nobody until this complaint has ever asked me, where's the judgment or anything like that, neither party. So my assumption was that it had been sorted out.
Okay, you can see I've been battling to try and finalize, but Commissioner Malema
Yes, sure.
and the Prof.
Judge, which procedure is that one that after arguments and everything else, instead of issuing for judgment, someone must come and tell you to issue a judgment? Which procedure are you referring to?
No, I'm not referring to any procedure, but if a party or something slips by, then you will get some notification saying, we're awaiting a judgment, nothing has happened. You said you were reserving, we haven't heard it. Nothing like that happened.
No. You owe us justice. We came before you, we argued, and you know it's the practice of the practitioners respecting judges. You can't be saying to the judge, when are you delivering? Because there's no such a procedure anyway. You can't refer me to any procedure. In the absence of that, are you saying for as long as there's no one who says where's the judgment, you will never issue a judgment?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I understood that through when the argument proceeded, because clearly there was argument after the inspection, I identified what was really there. What was at stake, and what was at stake had been resolved. Because through argument, it was accepted that these people were in fact there, this group, and another group, I can't remember, 3 or 4, were not there. That was it.
And you hear from someone that we're not even told about, that the matter has been resolved, meaning that you heard it from a gossip.
No,
Because the only procedural
My
way,
apologies.
if it's not gossip, even if it's written in the papers, you can't even cite that as a judge. Whereas an unidentifiable body, the only procedure is that they must come before you and say we have resolved the matter. They've never come before you, and in the absence of them coming before you, what do you do as a judge? Because there are a lot of young practitioners who are listening here. They are learning through this process. If the parties before you don't come to you to say we have resolved the matter, what do you do as a judge? Do you go and hear things through a grapevine? Do you go and read about them in the papers? What do you do for as long as the two because you are a court as you sit there, as long as the court has not been told by the parties interested that they've not resolved the matter, what is the procedure?
That is why I was hoping to get that recording, because it was
No,
in that
Judge
process the
Spears, Judge
various
Spears, I'm
council.
going to interrupt you, I'm sorry. The question is simple. What do you do in this situation? What procedure do you follow? The answer should be, this is the procedure. If you know it, if you don't know it, I don't know what procedure is applicable.
No, thank you. But it was prefaced on the basis that it's gossip. It wasn't gossip. It was the parties themselves during that hearing.
No, but Commissioner Malema is talking about after the inspection. He says they didn't come back to you, both parties, to say we have resolved the matter. And he's asking, where that has not happened, what procedure do you follow as a judge?
But before he answered Chief Justice, you said to him, you heard from someone.
Yes.
And he
yes,
confirmed that he heard from
yes,
someone.
yes.
So he can't now say he heard from the parties. He said he heard from someone, and then that the parties have resolved the matter. I'm saying,
Yeah.
you cannot hear from someone or the paper other than the parties which appeared before you. In a situation where the two parties say, where the two parties never said to you in court that we have resolved this matter, even if you hear it outside, as long as these two have not come before you, what is the way forward?
All right. The facts of this was that there was an inspection. I wasn't sure when we started this discussion whether the argument was before and after the inspection or just before the inspection. The Commissioner pointed out that the complaint indicated that there was argument afterwards, so I accepted that. So trying to recall what happened. They have their inspection, they come back. One of the council adopts a high-handed attitude effectively regarding, yes, but we've always had this position. I then flesh it out between them, and the outcome is there's an acceptance that those identified at that inspection who had a structure there could not have been demolished, because the city's case was that they never demolished any structure that was there. The outcome of the inspection showed that there had been a demolition. Those people, the occupants, had been then identified. There were others, 3 or 4, where weren't. During that argument, it was accepted that those, because that was the city's case. If you had a structure, we couldn't have demolished it. We couldn't. And it's clear because that's the law. So it was from the parties themselves during the argument where that arose. So it is hearing when that argument took place, because I believe there was argument before and after having been told what that complaint is. It wasn't just before. There was a sequence of argument, yes.
But Judge Spill, if you now say that this is what was said during the argument that took place after the inspection, that there was an acceptance by one of the sides of certain proposition, if they didn't tell you at that hearing that the matter was resolved, on what basis did you not give an order or decision if there was no settlement agreement? Because